What is going on, guys? Welcome to your 28th chemistry tutorial, and in this tutorial I'm going to be talking more about covalent bonds because I know you guys just can't get enough of covalent bonds. So let's go ahead and learn some more about them. So I might have said this in the last tutorial, but a covalent bond is basically a type of chemical bond where one or more electron pairs is shared between elements. So we went ahead and we already looked at hydrogen, and it bonded with another hydrogen and one pair of electrons was shared. So you're saying, okay, I understand how it can share one pair just like that, but how can it share more than one pair? That doesn't really make sense. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at something like nitrogen. Now, nitrogen has 5 valence electrons, so we usually draw it like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, a lot of the time in nature, nitrogen is bonded with another nitrogen, and that's kind of weird because, like, we can understand with hydrogen it could easily bond with another hydrogen, but how the heck can this thing right here bond with another nitrogen? It just doesn't look like it would fit nicely together. Well, in order to do this, first of all, if we look at the nitrogen, we can see that it does have 5 valence electrons. So in order to fill up, it needs 8. So 8 minus 5, it needs 3 more electrons. So if it bonds with another nitrogen, that means that it would need to share 3 electron pairs, or 6 electrons altogether, and this would make something called a triple covalent bond. So let me go ahead and draw this model for you. You have one nitrogen and it's going to bond with another nitrogen over here. Now in between you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now this nitrogen is going to go ahead and keep 2 of its own, and this nitrogen is going to go ahead and keep 2 of its own. So let me go ahead and demonstrate by, if I change my opacity, you can see that this nitrogen right here, it gets its 8 from right there. And this nitrogen over here, it gets its 8 from, let me see what color, over here. So now if you take a look, this nitrogen right here has 8, it shares 6, or 3 pairs, and has 2 of its own. And this nitrogen over here also has 2 of its own, and it's sharing these 6 electrons. And remember, whenever you have a pair of electrons that's shared, it's called a covalent bond. So since you have 3 pairs, 2, 4, 6, this is called a triple covalent bond. Now, if we want to write this more formally in the electron dot format, we can go ahead and write it like this. You have 2 nitrogens. Might as well make those a little bit better. I forgot. You have 2 nitrogens, and each of them is going to have its own 2 electrons. Now, instead of drawing all these dots right here, what you do is, remember, for each electron pair, you just draw a dash. So it would look something like this. So that is how you would write it more formally. Again, this is called a triple covalent bond, or a triple bond, as some people like to call it. So that is the difference between a regular single covalent bond, such as in the case of hydrogen, and a triple bond, such as in the case of nitrogen. So hopefully you guys understand now between the two, and also you can have double bonds, and I'm going to be talking about those later. And I just want to point out this, I'm not going to be explaining whenever I make a double bond between something in the upcoming tutorials what that double bond means, because I explained it in this tutorial. So if you're lost, come back and watch this tutorial. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.